Hello, welcome to Web of Stories. My name is Melinda, and the day you are seeing this, oh, Alice is going to make an appearance. She's sticking her head around the corner like, are you going to come get me? The day you see this will be Memorial Day, which means it is the kickoff. Hopefully, Sue has, I'm assuming Sue will have posted her announcement video, but it's the kickoff of Big Book Summer. And this is always like an interesting one. I do this every year. A big book by definition is 400 pages or more. So it's not huge, but it's still like, you know, there's a little bit of an investment there. And the way this works for me every summer is I set out some books. I say these are over 400 pages and I read them. And then I also read a bunch more on my e-reader, not knowing that they're big books until I'm done and I look up the page count. But I am going to start with 5 books that I am either committed to or planning to read this summer for Big Book Summer. The first one I don't actually have. I'm not sure when I'm going to get it because it's a library book that I have on hold, and I suspended the hold until June 1st. So anytime after June 1st, I'm going to get this book. And it's been around a while. And this is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Sue, and by the way, I'll be tagging Sue, and hopefully I will get my act together to remember to tag her announcement video as I'm filming this way ahead of time. Sue usually starts her Big Book Summer with a Stephen King because she says it's something that catches you and really holds you, and you know. My relationship with Stephen King is a little bit like, as far as horror goes, I'm not someone who gets scared in horror novels unless they're written by Stephen King. So I tend not to read his horror, but I do like his other books. So 11/22/63 is one I've been meaning to read for a long time, and it's not horror, so we're gonna read it. I don't know when, but it'll probably be in June at some point. The next book I am definitely going to read because I'm committed to a buddy read for doing it with Andy Hearts Books, Loves Books. Remember the guy. But anyway, I'll take her. And that is The Wives by Simone Gorrindo. This was one of those I had put up for my possible buddy read for the second part of May, and it didn't win, but Angela was like, please, I want to do this. I said, well, let's just do a buddy read of it on our own. So this is what we're going to be doing. And we are doing it the first part of March, right? The first part of June, I believe. I have to check that. I have a calendar with my buddy reads on it, so I need to double check that one. Okay, but I am looking forward to this, by the way. This is a memoir about military wives, and I was drawn to it because my mother was a military wife. Admittedly, long before this person was a military wife. She was a military wife in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But yeah, I want to read this and kind of compare it to stories that my mother told. The next book I'm going to read is one that I heard about from Brett, and this is also an indie press book, and it is Hours by Phillip P. Williams. This is a little bit of a spectacle magical realism book, I think. I'll read a little bit of the synopsis here. This ingenious, sweeping novel introduces us to an enigmatic woman named Saint, a fearsome conjurer who in the 1830s annihilates plantations all over Arkansas to rescue the people enslaved there. She brings those she has free to a haven of her own creation, a town just north of St. Louis, magically concealed from the outsiders, named Hours. So that's what this book is. I'm really looking forward to this one. I have heard good things about it. The next one, and this is something interesting I have to show you. This is a little bit misleading because I've already tabbed up these 2 books, but this book, Hours, is, what is it? This book is 573 pages. This book is 503, I believe. This book is 505. Look at that. Look at the difference between those 2 sizes, if you can see. How can I do this? Here, I'll do it this way. Look at the difference. By 70 pages. I was actually really surprised. This book is The Square of Sevens. This is like a fantasy mystery set in Edwardian England. I believe. Georgian, England. And it was also an indie press book. I was very surprised. I was actually originally planning to take this on my vacation to Arizona because I thought, well, this isn't that long. And then I opened it. I don't know what it is with the magic pages in this book that make it look so much smaller than this. I was shocked that it was over 500 pages. But this one I've heard is a lot of fun. Oh, I said it again, a lot of fun. This one I heard is a very entertaining read. It is pushing my boundaries a little bit because, as you know, fantasy is not really my thing, but I'm working on it. But it's mystery, so mystery definitely is my thing, so tying it all together. But yeah, so there's that one. And then this is my kind of my maybe one. I just went to my bookshelf and pulled off books that were, you know, looked to be about over 400 pages. And this one is 437 pages, and it's The Age of Witches by Louisa Morgan. In 1692, Bridget Bishop was hanged as a witch. 200 years later, 1892, her legacy lives on in the scions of two very different lines, one dedicated to using their powers to heal and help women in need, the other determined to grasp power for themselves by any means necessary. This clash will play out in the fate of Annis, a young woman who finds herself to be a pawn in the family struggle for supremacy. She'll need to claim her own power to save herself and resist succumbing to the darkness that threatens to overcome them all. So this is set in Gilded Age, New York. That's a very interesting time period. This is definitely it's a remaindered. I got it remaindered from Powell's. This is definitely my kind of like, oh, we'll see if we get to this one. So I'm not committing to this one, but I did pull it off my shelves. It does sound interesting. It looks like it's gonna be a fairly quick read. So now all that being said, there will be many other books because books are probably not going to, I'm working for them to not come as much into my house as being owned, but I have a lot of ebooks to read. I can get library books, but those are the ones that, with the exception of The Wives is the only one I'm absolutely 100% committed to doing. The other ones are very likely, but now if you would like to join Big Book Summer, please do. It's a great challenge. And Sue's been doing it for over 10 years now. It started for herself, and then she put it on her blog, and then she brought it to BookTube. And it's just a fun way to kind of like get some of those chunkier books during the summer. And as I said, I am filming this way ahead of time, but I am hoping to remember to go in and edit and put a link to Sue's video down below in the description thing once she puts out. She usually puts it out like right before, so it'll probably be a few days before this video. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, subscribe, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.